All right, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode 13 of Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, Bob's Casual USA campaign. And this morning's episode is all the bad things are happening, and because that's just sort of how I feel right now. I had to take a few days away from streaming. I just didn't have any energy or desire to play video games, between being really busy at work and then just all the awful stuff happening. I just needed some time to just sit and think about it. And I'm very upset about all the people celebrating all the awful things that are happening right now, whether it's overseas or here domestically, celebrating the violence or being all like, yeah, we're going to go out and kick some ass. And things never work out quite the way people think. Just like here in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, before we take over some neutral country, we accuse them of being terrorists, and then that gives us the excuse to send the fleet in and grab them. And that's sort of how the real world works, too. Hey, Shadow Wolf. And I wasn't sure how I wanted to address this, because I think it is something very important to talk about. Even though, we're just hanging out and playing games. But a lot of these games have some historical correlation. And as some of you know, I've traveled all over the world. I've been to a lot of interesting places. My social and political views are quite nuanced. My liberal friends think I'm quite conservative, and my conservative friends think I'm quite liberal, which is why they joke and call me the militant moderate, which I'm okay with that. And so, look, I just want to hang out with my friends, play video games, run my business, and enjoy life. I don't want to get involved in any of this culture war bullshit or any of this international war bullshit. But a lot of this stuff has affected my life rather adversely. I won't go into the details, but it's been hard for me, and I know it's been hard for a lot of people that I know too. And so, I feel you guys. I know that things suck, and I don't want people to lose hope. And a lot of why I stream the video games is just to kind of share something I love with everybody. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with me too, and maybe together we can reach across the different social divides and build a community where we can all hang out together, even if we sometimes say awful things to each other that we don't appreciate. And I might say some more thoughts as I play. I'm still kind of figuring it out. I'm just now starting to get the energy together to start streaming again. So I thought we'd do some casual USA stuff. I'm going to go hop on Discord if anybody wants to hang out with me. And I really don't remember what we've been doing. Give me just a moment here. One of my friends just recently had something bad happen, and they're in the hospital, and they've recovered to the point where they can at least text me and let me know they're doing all right. So we gotta be thankful for the little miracles in our life. And look, I want everybody to stay safe. I know there's a lot of crazy shit that's gonna happen, and stay away from big crowds. Don't hang out with people who are gonna do dumb things. Just your normal common sense stuff. I'm trying to remember what we were even doing. I have the Coincidence Rangefinder 2 that I guess I just got. And we're probably in the process of refitting a bunch of ships. Let's go see what we're... Got all these cruiser refits going on. Right on, all these patrol ships. I don't remember what we're doing with them all. And we're building these tiny jalapenos. I'm gonna play for a little while. I've got to be at work today. I've got a bunch of stuff I have to do, but don't have any invasions that I can do I? We're at war with France. But for some reason we can't invade. Did we invade already? Maybe we have. Alright. I'm probably just going to YOLO this turn because I really don't remember what we were doing. And then we'll just kind of see where things go. We've got this convoy. I could do that, maybe. I could maybe do that. Let's go kick this guy's ass. That'll make me feel better. I think the important thing to remember is that most of the awful stuff is happening due to a small number of people. And a lot of times the objective is to make us fight each other. I remember when the Ukraine was going through their Euromaidan back in 2014 and all the bad stuff, was starting to really happen. You had different opposing groups. And what really lit things off was you had anarchists on the rooftops firing into both crowds, making the crowds think that the other was attacking them, and that riled people up to start fighting. And so a lot of the stuff that's going on is being inspired by, bullshit rhetoric, bullshit media, manipulation, and people on both the left and the right are getting manipulated. And it's important that we don't fall for that. Because at the end of the day, we want to go hang out and barbecue together and play video games together. And you can't do that if you're dead or in the hospital. So, let's just all have a little bit of perspective while we agree that the French ships need to be sunk. Let's go get these transports. And that the Tiny Jalapeno is an awesome ship with this fucking weird-ass gun turret setup. I love this thing so much. I love this thing so much. It's so ridiculous with all my derpy guns and everything. Yeah. Alright, let's see what these light cruisers have. These guys they've got not very good torpedoes. Their armor's, not too significant. And their guns are shit. Transports have some guns also. Honestly, the transport's guns are a little deadlier. 9.8 kilometers versus... I think what we're going to do is I'm going to go fire secondaries at the transports. And let's just start taking some of those guys out if we can. I don't know if we can hit them or not. We got, that looked like it was a piece of a torpedo boat that we hit. So let's go turn this way. Ouch. They dinged my main tower. Thank goodness for these cage masts. I really like the cage masts. Hey, Slav. Yeah, I'm not going to be quite so responsive, I think, on the chatting today. I'm very tired. I haven't been sleeping very well. Let's go see what this guy has. He's got 1 kilometer torpedoes. Yeah, I haven't been sleeping very well. Work's been very busy. And just with all the other bullshit going on, it's been affecting me some. Would you please shoot at the... Oh, the smoke is obscuring it. Alright, here. Go shoot him with your secondary guns, please. I know you guys have lots of nice, juicy secondary guns. They'll just eat that torpedo boat for breakfast. There you go. That's it. Go... And 2.5 kilometers away. Alright, so... let's go chew up this guy if we can. What's my penetration on? So the high explosive will punch right through these guys. Now I've taken a few casualties, which I'm not really happy about, but that probably can't be helped. He's probably in trouble. He's probably in trouble. Look at that flash fire. That's gonna get him. That's right, Frenchie, go take that. Alright, so he got wrecked. Yeah, this tiny jalapeno is just vicious. I don't even know if you're the newest one. Do you have the coincidence too? You do. Look at that. Oh, this guy's just getting chewed up. I think I want to actually finish this guy off first before engaging the transport. So we're going to circle back around to him. Let's go take him out if we can. Those transports aren't really... Oh, he's got engine damage. He's not going anywhere. Yeah, let's go finish this guy off. Alright, there we go. So, I know that the other transport's somewhere around this way, so we're going to circle around, we'll finish this guy off, and then get the guy that's trying to run away. And then our journey to the dark side will be complete. Slav, I appreciate it, thanks. You know, things are going all right. A lot of it's just I've had a lot of work as well that I've been having to get done. But just, you know, there's been a lot on my mind. A lot of things that are making, you know, my life more difficult than they need to be. And a lot of my friends are worried. A lot of people are worried right now. There's all the bullshit going on. And, you know, that's a little unsettling. And it's uncomfortable when I see friends of mine who I consider to be very reasonable people overreacting or just really freaking out. And, you know, I think that we're in for some shit that I'm not looking forward to. Obviously, I'm going to stay out of it. There's a reason I just hang out and play video games at this point. In the past, I used to spend a lot more time trying to explain things to people, but nobody wants to know why things are happening the way they are. Nobody wants to know how to fix them. They just want to be angry at each other. And, you know, I suppose that's fine. If people just want to be angry at each other, then we'll just let them be angry. And, yeah, but it's unfortunate. Historically speaking, the people in power, you know, not our elected officials, but the people behind the scenes, the big money aristocrats, so to speak, you know, they want us poors all fighting with each other, divide and conquer. That way we're too busy fighting with each other to realize that we're all getting screwed by the same people. And this has been sort of a common theme throughout history. Don't want to overwrite the German campaign, that'd make me sad. Alright, so we took out those ships. We got all this stuff going on. What do we have going on here? We got 5 out of 6. This 1 out of 7 is going to be a pro. That's right. I was going to go finish this off and this off, and then we're going to all cart our way into here to go try and 134,000. Then we're going to go deal with Constantinople. But I've got all this going on here. I need to go drop a little bit of tonnage in some of the stuff that we're... all these guys are already suspended, so we've got some repairs or something that's... this freedom refit is going to take a while. We're going to have to... let's suspend this guy. And that'll take care of everything. Alright, so... yeah, we should probably... I'm deliberately not mentioning the names of things. You know, I think that there's going to be a lot of craziness. You know, you should always pray for the people that have died, even if you don't like them. I mean, it's... I'm going to get a little philosophical on you guys. You know, some of you know I'm an Orthodox Christian, which is vastly different from one of the evangelical Christians. And I firmly believe that hate poisons your soul. Hate makes you make bad decisions. Even when you're in a conflict, when you're in a fight, you have to keep a calm mind about things, and hate clouds your judgment. I was in Dallas once a long time ago, and I was being carjacked. A street gang had a bunch of idiots with knives trying to carjack me because I had a lot of computer equipment in my SUV. And they were going after one of my friends that I was trying to protect. And, you know, I was going to fight them. I wasn't going to let them kill us or take our stuff. But I didn't hate them. You know, these are just, you know, some crazy morons or some drug dealers or whoever the fuck they were. And you have to approach conflict with dispassionate logic and clear thinking. But you also have to have faith and conviction and do what you have to do. And in these current conflicts that we're facing, the people on both sides feel very threatened by the other. From my conversations with, you know, I have people who are quite a bit further to the left and right than I am. I wouldn't say that they're on the extreme crazy left and right, but they're you know, they're definitely on the motivated left and right, and they both feel, you know, these two groups feel very motivated and very threatened by the other. And, you know, some crazy shit's gonna go down that is very unfortunate. And hopefully we can avoid it, but it might be too late for that. I don't know if I want to fight these guys. It's a lot of... these are cadets. There's no real point in fighting Denmark since we're going to... Alright, let's see if we can run away from them. Maybe take out a few of them with us. And so, hate is a poison. You know, if you want to get religious, the Bible, you know, Jesus tells you to love your neighbor, turn the other cheek, that kind of stuff, right? That doesn't mean you have to be a moron about it. You don't have to let your enemy, you know, do bad things to you. You can stand up to them and you can resist them, but don't do it with hate in your heart, because that will cloud your judgment and it'll poison yourself, and then you'll be the one who suffers. And you know, I'm not going to say that I've seen my fair share of conflict, not so much on the battlefield, but in the courtroom and in business and you know and in things. Uh, and I've been in situations where I was going up against absolutely reprehensible people. I kind of want to go kill some destroyers. I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go. They're off this way because the retreat arrow's down there, so I'm going to go parallel to them because these guys are cadets. So I kind of want to take out some destroyers. The point is that you can't let the fight consume you. You know, I remember I was when I was a kid, I was mugged in New York City. Couple of guys in trench coats and sunglasses trying to look all cool. One of them had a 45, and they came out of the subway station and you know pulled the gun on us and tried to keep it kind of hidden under their under their trench coat. And well, let's see what this guy has. You guys, so you have lots and lots of armor, and you're not that fast. I can outrun you, I think. Yeah. Now this battleship, you have shit armor. I mean, you got a lot of belt armor, but everything else is shit. And you're also not that fast. So we are going to fire the main guns at you. And you know, if I had freaked out, I could have gotten myself and my brother killed. But also if I had allowed myself to succumb to hate, then I could have also gotten myself killed. And unfortunately, I kept a cool head about things, and I was able to, you know, get us out of the situation without significant loss. And I paid attention where they went to, and we got the cops to go arrest them, and that was the end of it. And it's much the same in this game. You know, a lot of times I'll yell at destroyer captains because they're stupid, and well, actually, Shadow Wolf, historically speaking, most problems get solved with violence eventually. And I'm not promoting violence. I oppose violence, obviously. And even if I did endorse violence, I wouldn't say so on the internet. But there does come a point where you run out of options. I don't think we're at that point now. I think there are still lots of non-violent options to sort out our country's problems and sort out the world's problems. But there are a lot of people right now who do feel that all we're left with is violence, and that's unfortunate. But the important thing is that even when you do get forced into a violent situation, don't approach it with hate. It's the same thing like when I was wrestling. Please don't change targets. Keep shooting at the fucking battleship, if you would, please. You know, it's just like when you're in a wrestling match, you've got all the adrenaline going, you've got to focus on what you need to do. You can't hate your opponent, even if they're your, you know, dedicated rival. I don't have enough range to deal with all that anyway. We're just going to keep on. We're going to try and keep on running while shooting at... Oh, I guess my 9-inch guns can't... I'm going to have to angle a little bit more if I'm going to be able to shoot the battleship. And so... how you win a fight is often just as important or even more important than whether or not you win. I mean, obviously, if you're in a fight, you need to win. But how you go about doing it is important because you not only have to win the fight, but you have to also win the peace that comes after the fight. And relying on hate makes it very hard to win the peace afterwards. And even in, look at World War One, where they won the fight against the Germans, but there was so much hate and animosity in how they went about winning it, and all the punitive actions taken against Germany, that they basically ensured that World War II was going to happen. It became inevitable. Just like with all the violent rhetoric surrounding all the American politics right now, we are basically ensuring that the opposing factions are going to hate each other. And you really have three factions in America right now. People think it's left and right, but it's really not. You've got essentially the permanent government uniparty, deep state, whatever you want to call it, the ruling establishment, and that's one faction, versus the left and right, which are two other factions that they try to pit against each other to prevent the left and right from ever uniting. We'll try and take this guy out. Oh. So it's... And a lot of times, in the movies it's always good guys versus bad guys, but most conflicts are not good guys versus bad guys. A lot of times it's a lot more complicated. You'll have bad guys versus other bad guys. And what's the range on these torpedoes? 1 kilometer, and the destroyer... 1 kilometer. Alright, so this isn't really that bad. It's the German campaign where I have to really worry about all the crazy torpedoes and stuff. Let's go fire secondaries at that torpedo boat so we can get this cluster of ships when they pass. Yeah, there we go. No, don't turn, you stupid idiot. Don't turn. We just want to keep on sailing along. I really want to get a little more distance. What I might need to do is have all of my... These guys are going 16 knots. They're not going that fast. Yeah, you're right, Shadow Wolf. A lot of times it's different shades of gray. One of my friends in New York, who I respect tremendously, he always talks about the different shades of gray in various conflicts, and I think he's correct for the most part. Let us fire main guns into that cruiser, and we can maybe get some splash damage on that destroyer. There we go. We got us some splash damage. Oh, that destroyer got just wrecked. Look how hard he got hit. I would really like to get a little more distance. So I don't want to take out all these guys. I really just want to avoid them. But I'm not sure I easily can. So And we need to also be careful about the demonized caricatures of our opponents. You know, a lot of times people will, for practical reasons, essentially propagandize their opponents, and it makes it easier to, makes it easier to hate them. And when you hate somebody, it makes it easier to justify fighting them. Let's go put main guns after you, and we'll do secondary guns on you. We're gonna retarget, because I think it'll be easier to hit this guy. I'd like to gain a little bit more distance. Now I could just turn my ships and run. And these are going 16.2 knots. Yeah, I don't know how easy it's going to be to just splatter these guys. I mean, they've got an awful lot of, well, they don't have that much armor. Not in the front and back. You know, and and here's the thing, there's a big difference between trash talking in video games than in real life. When I was a kid growing up in New York, there was a gangbanger that I was talking to. I actually knew quite a bit of, not a lot of gangbangers, but a few. He was the older brother to one of the kids in my Boy Scout troop, he was probably, maybe he was 20 years old when I was like 14, something like that. Oh, that sucks. I took a flooding hit. And what he said to me was, there'd been some fight, and I'd said something out of anger that I should not have said. And he wisely told me, I think we're going to run away from these guys. He wisely told me that you should never threaten somebody with violence unless you're really prepared to carry through. Because they might take you seriously. And then you're stuck in it. And I think that was sound advice. I should have gotten these guys out of here sooner. Do I have good back armor? My aft belt is pretty good. I think we're gonna go straight out like that. And then I think a lot of the problems we have is that you get a lot of these idiots who've never actually seen a real fight start talking a lot of shit on the internet and making threats with their mouth that their ass can't really cash in. Don't write a check with your mouth that you can't cash in with your ass. And actually, I think what I want to do is I want this guy to sort of angle this way and try and so we can maybe cover them a little bit better. Because this is going to be the hard part, is getting this guy away, because he's only going 18, and these guys are going 16.2. So if we can avoid taking too much funnel damage, maybe we can make it. So we're going to have everybody shoot this guy, hopefully. Now the problem is that these guys are... Actually, you know what we're going to... I really need to escort this guy out and have my guys following them. This isn't really working that well, because he's not getting away enough. Alright, we're going to do this a little differently. We're going to have all you guys group up. And have you guys, I'm going to have you detach. Have you keep on going that way. Actually, no, we'll have you guys. This is going to be kind of a clusterfucky situation, but we're going to try and turn around and get behind this guy to sort of escort him, because he's our slowest person. He's only going 18 knots, and we need to make sure he gets away. So we're going to end up taking a lot of damage in the process that I don't really want to take. I mean, we're beating him up a little bit. Motherfucker. I just took a flooding hit from the battleship. I really don't want to have to fight these guys out. I may have to redo this fight and just run away instead. I mean, I really wanted to take out those destroyers, and I can probably beat these guys. I think I've got enough ammo to do it. But this will be a lot messier than I really wanted it to be. And that's the thing with fighting, is that whenever you get into a fight, even if you win, you still get beat up. You still get hurt, and that's not necessarily a great thing. Let's put secondary guns at you. And the main guns at you. Ow, son of a bitch, that battleship is occasionally hitting me really good. Yeah, I got too greedy with these. Yeah, we're not gonna run away from this. We're going too slow now. So we're gonna fight. And now we're forced into a fight we don't want to be in. And that's how life works a lot of times also, is you end up in a fight you really don't want to be in. And once you get into the brawl, shit gets messy. And that's just how it is. What's the torpedo range on you guys? I just have a 1.5 and a 2.3 kilometer torpedo. See, I really don't want to get in torpedo range of these guys. It's definitely not what I want. And you know, we're taking some flood damage, and it's getting a lot messier than I want it to be. If I can take out one of these ships, it'll be nice. Yeah, but we're losing a lot of dudes. And unlike video games, in real life you can't just reload from a save. So you have to be very careful about what engagements you choose to get involved in. I'm just gonna just try and nail you entirely. And if I can get one of these ships to sink, then that'll really help. And look, once you're in the fight, you gotta follow through and win. No, that's exactly right, Shadow Wolf. Life sucks, but we keep going forward. And the thing is that when you do have to fight, you fight not because you hate your enemy, but because you love those you're trying to protect, and that's the real secret. You know, when you look at these soldiers doing heroic things in war, it's because they love their buddies and they're trying to protect them. It's not because they hate their enemies. Hate only gets you so far. You know, but hate doesn't cause you to sacrifice yourself. Well, maybe some, you know, to some extent. You get a lot of the, you know, crazy jihadis and stuff like that. But you know, don't hate your enemies, just love your friends and family that you're trying to protect. And that's usually a healthier way forward and gets you out of it without as much mental trauma afterwards. I really wish one of you guys would hurry up and sink, because I'm tired of getting beat up so bad.
Good morning.
Hey Mitchell, how are you doing?
Well, personally, yeah, doing pretty good.
I'm glad you're doing good.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually said it a couple of days ago. You know, I'd like to find that Chinese guy that came up with that saying about interesting times and giving a swift kick in the privates.
Yeah. Well, it's true. But you know, that's what we've got to deal with. Really want these guys to start sinking so I can. This is turning into a much bigger mess than I was hoping to sink a few destroyers and level my guys up a bit, not take on the whole Danish fleet. We are getting disturbingly close to I don't want to be here. Motherfucker, he just fucking torpedoed my ass. Are you gonna be able to dodge? No, probably not. Oh, you did. Nice. Good job. I'm really proud of you. Alright, let's get back in line. I guess I could try and turn and go back the other. I really want to finish taking this guy out, but he's got... My guys are taking an awful lot of damage. At least he's taking a lot of damage too, but I just can't get any of them sunk. They've been doing a good job of just falling back and... Shit, he's gonna get hit. Yeah. Oh, it's a dud. Alright, well, thank goodness on that. At this point, might as well just group you all together. Oh man, I really need you to sink. Let's start putting main guns on you. I'll leave the secondaries on you, although I don't know if we have the means to sink him at this point. He might go down, 50% casualties. These guys don't have any torpedoes left, and he's largely irrelevant. Alright, let's focus the guns on this dude. Alright, buddy. But the reality is people are going to hate each other, because that's just human nature. And you know, the biggest part of being a Christian, if that's what you want to be, is learning how to go forth without the hate, leaving the hate behind, even when you have to deal with absolutely awful people. And that doesn't mean you have to be a pussy about things. It is possible to forgive somebody while also seeking justice and protecting yourself. And we shouldn't, forget, or we shouldn't mix those two things up. Because not hating somebody, getting rid of hate is all about protecting yourself. Getting rid of that poison that can ruin your life. And there's the fucking battleship. Son of a bitch. Alright. Main guns on you. Secondary guns on you. We're gonna pivot around. Son of a bitch. Alright, focus all fire on the Superstar Destroyer. Let's hope we get lucky. Because this guy, his fore and aft belt just does not have anything on him. So if we can hit him in the aft belt, we can do quite a bit of damage. What's the range on your torpedoes? 1.1 kilometers. Oh, that's a scary amount of fire. But he's getting quite a bit of damage and stability. So we're gonna go for the brawl and hope we don't get hit by anything bigger that we can deal with. %, losses. Yeah, alright. Let's go take his ass down. This is exactly the kind of fight I did not want to be in. Just wanted to farm some experience points and get out of here. Oh, I took a hit. I guess a hit where I'd already been flooded, so it's not the end of the world. This guy's on lots and lots of fire. I remember when ships used to surrender at 40% casualties. There we go. Alright, so let's leave while we can. Everybody got their experience. Yep. We sank a lot of stuff, but this was a lot more costly than I wanted it to be. And most fights turn out to be that way, unless it's very one-sided. I'm gonna stretch my legs for a moment. I'll be right back. That was a pretty intense fight. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, I was lounging in my chair last night. Just watching some YouTube stuff. And a fucking mouse went scurrying across the floor. So I went and I got Tiny Dog, and I was like, okay, Tiny Dog, you gotta do your job now. She didn't catch it. Alright, so, and the reason I'm doing this double save thing is if a conquest pops up before after all this stuff, and it doesn't trigger, I can always then reload it. I think I'm gonna fight this one manually, actually, because these guys are all green. Let's go fight this manually. I don't want to take any chances. Anyway, sorry for being such a downer today. This is half the reason I didn't really want to stream, because I was worse before. Oh, these guys are all beat up, aren't they? Alright, let's go find this torpedo boat and sink it. Alright, here we go. So, this guy has 1 kilometer torpedoes. And he's got 2... Oh, wow, he's got a lot of side guns. Wow, he's got 3 on each side, plus 1 in the front and 1 in the back. Alright, so you have not spotted me yet, so we're going to go turn. And let's try and keep him spotted with my, there we go, with my torpedo boat. 'Cause I don't think he's spotting me very well. No, he's shooting at the torpedo boat. He's shooting at the cruiser now. That's good. So we're just going to keep him spotted. That way my cruisers can do their job. There we go. There's a flooding hit. So that's going to start slowing him down. Ooh, we're taking more hits than I would like to take. Alright, there we go. This should take care of him, this drive-by. Alrighty. I lost a lot more people than I really wanted to lose. Oh, 2, that's not so bad. Got my 25 experience.
You might find it a little bit amusing is what I'm also doing while watching in on the stream here.
What are you up to?
Shopping for an electric can opener.
Why an electric can opener? Greece got the Dardanelles.
Basically to help my mom, as old as she is.
Oh, okay, that makes some sense.
Yeah. My sister got her one of those battery operated type deals. It takes like 4, AA batteries in it.
Yeah.
But that thing does a rather poor job at times opening some types of cans. And after about 3 or 4 cans, it just completely drains the batteries down to nothing.
Supposedly, I have an electric can opener somewhere. I don't know where it is. Whenever I don't have one of those like pull top cans, I just use my pocket knife. I've got a can opener on my pocket knife. Good thing about life is making it meaningful for you and everyone around you. That's a good attitude, Shadow Wolf.
And yeah, basically, what manual can openers she does have, even I have, you know, they're cheap, and even I have difficulty, using them on ones that, cans that don't have a pull top.
Oh, did we not take over Belgium? I thought we... Oh, that's right. It's the German campaign where we took over Belgium. I do not have enough stuff in the North Sea to take over Belgium, so we're not going to worry about that. I could... There's a lot of Croatia going on here. Do I have... I don't... So I do have a lot of stuff in the Mediterranean. I don't know where I want to invade. Let's... What are my options for invade? I've got an awful lot of options. Eastern Denmark. Where the hell is Eastern Denmark? Do I have... Oh, I've got 10 light cruisers here. Where the hell do I have... Oh, I've got these guys here. I could invade Eastern Denmark. Oh, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. I could invade Eastern Denmark. You guys are... I could do it. Let us unsuspend a lot of this. A lot of the stuff that's going on here. So I could do a lot of patrol ships. That's a 1-month refit. And how many patrol? I have quite a few, actually. So that freedom ship... It's going to be 2 more months, and the Guardian's going to be 1 more month. So the big thing is the freedom ship and the patrol ships. I could finish these guys out. Although I think, to be honest, I want to get these... A lot of my patrol ships, my existing patrol ships, are these older 1899 ones, and those need to be fixed up. So I can do 170,000 tons. And these guys have gun cotton. Do I have... Is that all I have is gun cotton? I just have gun cotton, don't I? Alright. Wow, my technology is so awful. Alright, I guess we're gonna do, let's get a bunch of patrol ships. It's only 1 month. So I need to do 170,000 tons. Oh, that's too much. We'll grab these. I can do another 30,000. 10, 20, 30. Maybe not quite that much. Let's... I've got... Yeah, that's about right. That is just about right. Alright, so where do I want to invade? I've got so many options. I actually probably ought to get French French Guiana right here in the Caribbean. I could do that. Why? Why is it on 0? Alright, so there's a bunch of stuff in the South Pacific I could also try and take over. I don't know where my... Here we are. Pago Pago. These are 1903s, so these guys are ready to go. So I could start grabbing... I don't have any French ships really trying to go into the Pacific though right now, do I? Not really. How many French ships are even left? Well, they got 7. So France is screwed. But I do need some sort of French invasion-y thing going on. I've got some ships here, not a lot. I'm thinking we grab one of these. That's not worth anything. We're not at war with the British, are we? The British still have a shitload of ships. Or we take French Guiana or Guinea. 12,000 tons, Guinea. Guiana. So that's a different one. That's 17,000 tons that I need to do that, or 18,000. And that's 31, so we could do that, yeah. As we go take this place over. Guiana. Alright, so that should take care of that. We got all this stuff going on here. There's a cruiser that's just wanting to go hang out and make some friends. Let's go make friends with him. I probably should have grabbed some stuff out here. I have an awful lot of ships there. Alright, this'll be probably good enough. And then I need to get some guys here to try and take southern Turkey. And grabbing Croatia wouldn't be bad either. So let's send people there. Got a lot of ships that need to be repaired. I think next turn's going to be a big repair turn. Well, we could probably get some more invasion-y stuff going out of here. These assault ships. I really don't want to deal with North Africa. I wonder if I could put some here in the Black Sea and try and get... It would be nice to get northern Turkey taken care of. I would really like to take out the Ottoman Empire. I don't know how many ships they have, though. It's hard to tell. Let's go try that. Oh. Somewhere I've got those little manual hand crate can openers where you just kind of clip onto the can and turn the handle, but those never seem to work that well, so I always end up just falling back on my pocket knife.
Yep, I hear you. Used to have a, back in my younger days, for a while, carried around a Swiss Army knife that had a pocket opener on it.
Yeah, I do my Leatherman tool a lot. I've got my Swiss Army knife somewhere also, but let's go run away from you. New technology in boilers. I lost a bunch of transports, which I'm not happy about. Oh, Belgium canceled their alliance with France. That sucks. I was going to take over Belgium. There we go. Denmark. Yes. Oh, and the conquest worked. It activated. Look at that, baby. It activated. Oh, yeah. How many tons do I need? I need 52,000 tons. And I have 41,000 tons. That's not enough. Alright, so I need another 11,000 tons from somewhere. And I don't have it anywhere. In the North Atlantic, I have 35,000 in the North Atlantic. Presumably here. Well, you guys need to go take him out. I don't have anybody up here. I don't have enough in the Caribbean. I could take one of these groups and set... How many turns do I have to take you over? I've got 6 turns. So what we're going to do is we're going to take you guys. We're going to put you here. And then these freedom ships... These are the good ones, or good-ish ones. They need to be upgraded. These assault ships are not fantastic. Oh, these guys are all repairing. Man, I'd really like to take out this destroyer. I need another 12,000 tons. So I could send 2 of these tiny jalapenos over to here. That should be enough to tip the balance. And then when these guys take that out, they can join them. And then you guys on the patrol ships. I've got 140,000 tons. So we'll get all the patrol ships. And what do we have here? 3 more months on the engines. So I might as well wait the extra time on the engines to get that done. We're developing the ASW early. Now the Freedom ship took a while to build, because that's a 4-month refit. If I were, and the Guardian, oh, I could do one of these. So if I were to view one of these Freedom ships, and maybe I can upgrade it slightly. There we go. So that makes it a 2-month refit, which is far preferable than the 4-month refit. So I'm just going to save that because we have the boiler efficiency upgrade. Of course, I'll get the better engines here in a couple turns. And that'll make a big difference too. I'll refit this guy. 1 month for you. Let's go resume that. How many tons do we have left to play with? We have 25,000 tons. Um, 25.
Wargaming must be kind of hurting these days.
What are they doing?
All of a sudden, checking my email, and all of a sudden, I've started getting little email invites to oh, come back for our 10th anniversary. We'll give you all these goodies and like that. It's been 6 years since I even bothered with that game, and they'd long ago quit sending me emails. Now all of a sudden for their 10th anniversary, it's like, oh, come on back to the game. It's like, no.
Well, they're trying. Alright, here we go. So we got that. We want to be nice to Germany. Well, all these guys really will suck to deal with, so we'll be nice to Germany. Alright. Hopefully this will work. don't think I want to... Let's see here. This thing has 17.8 knots. 18.7. I mean, I could try to take these guys out. That has the 10.2 inch guns. These things are gonna... Fuck it, we're gonna try it. The smart move would be to run away and just drop off the Marines and take the country, but it's a game and I can reload if I screw up, so we're gonna be a little snarky. Oh, that's interesting. They're off that way. Okay. The Mark IIs. I don't know how well these guys are going to do against the heavy cruisers. I mean, these patrol ships are kind of chunky for what they are. Let's see what you guys have. These are the 9.7s. And they have good armor. They're cadets. Mark III guns. These are going to be a little bit... I'm probably outgunned here by quite a bit. We do not turn fast, do we? No, we do not. Now these here, these guys with the... Those are also... Alright, so I see how this is. This is probably actually not going to be very good for me. Now this 10-inch guy, he's the one that has the shit armor. So I mean, I could go barreling on in and try and brawl him up close. That might be what I have to do. I think this will probably have been a mistake. Let's see, I've got 10 ships versus his 5. But if I can get in close, and I need to get in close and brawl them. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, this is gonna sort of suck. We're gonna go for it. Oh, they sort of messed up their formation a little bit, didn't they? Hello, destroyer. Let's go fire secondary guns at you. What's the torpedo range on these guys? 1 kilometer. Are all you guys the same? Yeah, they all look about the same. That's the 10-inch gun one. So we're going to put main guns on you and secondaries on you. Damn, that kind of hurt, didn't it? Yeah, these guys can't really sustain that kind of... These guys really can't sustain that kind of... that kind of fire. These guys aren't super maneuverable either. Maybe we can shred. At least we shredded that guy pretty quick. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's not good. You're gonna get fucked. Alright, so yeah. Yeah, we're gonna not do this fight because my ships are slow and not maneuverable, and yeah, these patrol ships are not as good as I thought they would be after the refit. So that's a serious problem. I mean, their patrol ships are made to hunt down light cruisers and destroyers. I was hoping they'd do better than that. Oh well. Let's try this again without getting into the fight. And I don't know how long I'm going to play today, because I do have to go to work here in a little bit. I just want to get on for a little while and just say hi to people. Let's have you run away. And... because I need the tonnage for the invasionings. There we go, so you're going to run away. Boop. Alright, we didn't lose any transports, that's good. Yeah, we could sell you some torpedo boats. I really don't. 550 tons. I really don't have the tonnage for it. I'm actually gonna skip. Yes, please. Alright, so right now it didn't add my Ottomans thing, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to exit the game, and I'm going to reload back to the other, and we'll see if this actually works, if I can. We'll go reload back to this, because I should be able to actually generate the conquest. When it says, hey, would you like to conquer this thing, and I say yes, then it should generate it. So hopefully this will let me get past that glitch in the game, because they never really did fix this. They kind of improved it a little bit, but not really. And JP found that just quitting and reloading it kind of helps a bit. Alright, so... And then of course we didn't get it. So maybe that doesn't help that much after all. Which is super fucking annoying, if we can be blunt. Alright, so I guess we're gonna go for... Let's go for northern Turkey. Oh my god, they're not allied with them anymore. Fucking fuck. So all we have is Denmark now. So the Ottomans broke their alliance. I gotta respond to this message. Ah, stupid autocorrect. Alright, so... Well, that really sucks. I guess we're gonna... Can I get Western Denmark? I don't know if we... Yeah, we're here in the North Sea. Alright, let's see if we can get Western Denmark. 27,000 tons, yes. So I'm really annoyed that the Ottomans didn't... You know, whatever, but... So 2 more months on the better engines. We're gonna go refit this Freedom ship. We can refit both of these actually. We'll do that. And then how much... We got plenty of tonnage here, so let's go get all these guys unsuspended. So we got plenty of tonnage left. And then as far as these guys are all doing their thing. We can also refit these guys. So this older Guardian, we can delete that. And we can delete this older patrol ship. And we can delete the tiny jalapeno. We can delete this Guardian also. That's an older Guardian. We'll leave the rest for now. Alright, so what do we have that we can... We got you guys running off. We got... Those are British ships. So there's no French ships around here, really. We got this guy. He got away. I don't really want to chase him. These guys here we could chase around down south. We have got 8 cruisers here. And these are light cruisers. You guys should probably go repair. Now that we've got some of the refittings going on. How are my transport? My transports are doing reasonably well. You guys should probably go repair also, because you're kind of beat up. In fact, lots of you guys, so you guys are fresh-ish. The GNC... These guys are kind of beat up. Let's have... you guys repair. We got more than enough tonnage here. I'm going to have you guys park here also, just to really make sure. These guys are busted up. So let's have you guys go down into Bari and repair. We have more people here than I'd like to. Say, destroyer and a torpedo boat, and a destroyer there. Alright, so let's go send you over there to try and intercept. We'll do that. Okay, hopefully we take out a destroyer in the process. And then you guys... I really don't want to leave this open. Actually, what I ought to do with... Man, I really need... These guys are going to get just smacked around pretty bad. Have you guys go to Santa Cruz. I hope I have enough tonnage up here, but I'm not. 52,000. And I don't want to fuck this up. We're gonna send. We're gonna send you guys up there too, just in case. Which sucks, because I need the tonnage here. I don't have. Four cruisers and 3 torpedo boats. Oh, here we go. I've got these guys sitting around here. Alright, you guys are going to go back to port also. And now we'll be fine. I feel pretty good about that. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a lot I can do about glitchy invasions. I think it may have already generated the conquest by this point. Oh, that's not great. Let's go run away. Alright, let's GTFO. Yeah, these are pretty minimal guns. Very short range. There we go. We're gonna get away. Yeah, I don't think they want to chase me. Well, thank you to everybody who's hanging out today. I know there's only 7 people watching, but thank you. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. At 2 o'clock, we have the Oklahoma Space Alliance meeting at my computer store, and that'll be a good presentation. I'll be there if you want to hang out. It's about the only big thing going on right now.
That's interesting. What they're looking at trying to get some space facilities built inside the state.
No. So we have a club that's been operating for decades here, And once a month they do a presentation, just kind of showing what's the latest in space technology, space exploration, that kind of stuff. One of the guy who right now the guy who makes the presentation is one of the Boeing engineers who's worked on a lot of this kind of stuff, and he's very knowledgeable. And so these guys have been friends of mine for a while, and so when we built out the expansion on our store, and I built out the TV lounge, I set up a computer for them to give their presentations each month. That way they have a place to kind of meet up. And, it's a good time. Because a lot of times I'm working on the weekends and I can't easily get away to... I can't easily get away to go hang out with the presentation when they're doing it at their house, one of their houses. So it's easier to do at the store, and we have a bigger space, and the group's been expanding a bit, so we've got room for more people. And it's a good time. The heavy cruisers and light cruisers, their silhouettes look kind of the same, which is interesting. Oh, these my heavy cruisers are quite a bit faster than the lights, aren't they?
Yeah, when I was, you know, growing up there, I was quite the geek on anything related to space there for
Right
quite a
on.
few years because I was growing up in like elementary school when the space race was going on.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, we were. I mean, when I was growing up, all the space shuttle stuff was happening, and in the '80s, and I, we watched the Challenger explode on live on TV, which was one of the most traumatic experiences I've ever had as a little child. Because the school had made such a big deal about the first teacher in space and all that.
Yeah,
Uh,
I can remember watching some of the last Gemini flights with my grandfather out there at my grandfather's house.
yeah,
Out there, I was like about 10 years old when you know in '69 when Apollo 11 went up. I mean, I had about every model kit for every rocket.
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's one of the. What's your armor like? Oh, you've got really good armor. That's gonna suck.
Yeah. Then lived through that dry period in the '70s after the last Apollo mission, where basically nothing happened for like almost 10 years there. So
Yeah. Well, you had Voyager 1 and 2. I used to collect patches for all the different probes and stuff. Man, this is hurting. Let's go take this guy down. Slowly but surely.
yeah, back there in the early and I think from the early up to like the late '80s there, I actually had a kept an ongoing subscription to like Aviation Week going there.
Right on.
It got a little bit of a discount on the subscription because I was in the military there. So
Well, he's getting chewed up a little bit. Oh, ouch. I'm gonna feel that in the morning. One of his 10-inch guns just knocked a hole in my ship.
cue the Jack Sparrow meme.
Stop putting holes in my ship. Let's have you guys do armor piercing, please. What's the range on your torpedoes? 1.5 kilometers. Oh, okay. Oh. Well, we're knocking some holes in him at least. There we go. Alright, so not great, but it worked. Alright, let's go get this guy. Yeah, I'll probably pack it in after this turn is over. Because I'll have to start getting ready for work. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to have you follow the torpedo boat. And you're going to follow the torpedo boat. And you guys are going to go tearing off looking for the bad guys with the cruisers following you. And hopefully this will work. It was kind of funny. So during the week, I had made a post on X talking about my how I measure things on a scale of 1 to Serbia, and I really pissed off this Bulgarian who took offense at me calling Eastern Europeans conservative. Because they're like, we don't beat gays in the streets. I was like, I never said you did. I'm just saying that compared to Americans, or that compared to Eastern Europeans, Americans aren't really all that conservative. But I've only ever met one person from Bulgaria, so um,
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Different nations and different cultures, their definitions of conservative and liberal and other terms, it can be quite different depending on which country and culture you're talking about.
yeah. Let's just keep circling this destroyer, keep him spotted for my cruisers. Oh, destroyed a main gun. Alright, right on. The the context of it was that somebody was uh, somebody was referring to Charlie Kirk as a far right extremist, which I understand that a lot of the people on the left really freak out over some of the Christians on the right. And so I was making a comment that compared to some of the Eastern European Christians, that Charlie was actually comparatively liberal, which you know Christian conservatives hate being called liberal, which is kind of funny also. So I got to piss off everybody. Uh, I was being a troll because everybody's just trying to freak out, and I want people to have some perspective that what I'm trying to show is that compared to like Americans, even though the right and left wing Americans are closer together politically and ideologically than the difference between like Americans and many Europeans. And that was sort of the big thing that I try to convey to people, that we're really not that different from each other.
Yeah, it's just gotten to where these days people freak out just over labels
Yeah,
without learning anything about the person or their views. They just automatic they see the label that some media or someone else is attached to someone and is like, oh, okay, he has that label, therefore he's a bad person.
right. And you got the wackos on the left and on the right, and you have wackos in the middle too. I mean, you got all kinds of wackos out there. But we need to distinguish between the wackos and the more normal people. And look, I don't actually follow conservative media that much. I don't really. I mean, I don't follow media that much at all at this point. I mean, I get most of my information from. And if I want to learn about something, I'll just call somebody I know who is in that area, and I'll get a first-hand account of what's going on, because that seems to be more reliable. Um, and we all focus on the things that more directly affect our lives, and the culture war has just never been that. It's not that interesting to me. I mean, I understand that the left and right piss each other off because they say a bunch of shit that just drives each other nuts. Um, but in the grand scheme of things, it's other than the gays for Palestine. I love the gays for Palestine. Those guys are so fucking insane. I love them. Um, But and I'm being a little sarcastic. I worry that those guys are going to get themselves killed. But um, you know, I do look for the irony in things. You know, that's definitely true. I had to drop some of the tonnage here. Um, but you know, hopefully everything chills out. I don't think it will. I'm actually a little bit skeptical about what we're facing right now. I need to drop another 150,000 tons. Eek. Um, you know what? That's Tomorrow Me's problem. I think I'm going to call it a day. Start getting ready for work. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I know this is a little bit of a shorter stream, but I don't have a lot of energy. I haven't been sleeping very well, and I've just been trying to help keep all my friends sane. Hopefully you guys find some sanity hanging out with me while I sink ships and make fun of the French. So, anyway, I will catch you guys. I'll probably be on later tonight for Mech Warrior. I'm not sure if Mike's going to be on. He got himself a new job, a new second job. Has him working late. But I'll be on. I bet we can get like Mad Dog and Vorgath, some of the guys together. So, probably Mech Warrior tonight. And tomorrow's going to be Mega Mech. And if I'm lucky, I can catch a nap in the middle of the day, which would be great. Because I like naps. Nap time was the best class. That's the best part of kindergarten. So, Mitchell, take...
And also, naps come in handy when you get much older as well. Hint, hint.
Oh, yeah, I bet. So... No, one of the things I miss most about my giant fluffy dogs, we just go take naps together. He loved taking naps. He's very snuggly, and he just, you know, just curl up next to the dog petting chair, and we just hang out, so...
And now you've got Tiny Dog that tries to beat you to death with her tail.
Yeah, Tiny Dog is the opposite of chill. So, anyway, I'll catch you guys tonight. I'm going to have making a pork roast again, because that came out pretty good last time, so I thought I'd make another. So that should be ready in time for Mech Warrior tonight, I think. So I think mechs and pork roast, that's going to be the plan. So, any Hooters.
Have a good day there, and we'll talk with you later there.
You have a good day too, and everybody just stay chill, and we'll see you tonight. Good night, or good morning.